Hey, how y'all doing out there? Today I'm gonna show you the Stevens 320 shotgun. It's a fairly common shotgun that you can purchase from Walmart for I think around about 200 bucks, I believe it is. The reason why I'm making this video here is because this particular shotgun is, like I said, it's fairly cheap. It's something you can buy, if you want to do home defense. It's not a tactical shotgun. Don't get it confused. This is a home defense shotgun. There is a difference. One of the main differences with the home defense shotgun is a lot of the stuff that you see on this particular gun right here, you don't find that on home defense shotguns. This Picatinny rail and this grip and the tack light that's on the front of it, these are things that were added to it. And when you buy a home defense shotgun, most of the time, they don't come with any kind of Picatinny rails or any way for you to mount any kind of lights or pistol grips or anything like that onto your firearm. It's pretty much standard. What you get out the box is pretty much what you got. They do have a little slot right here where you can add a sling to it if you want to add a sling to it. But I think that's pretty much about about as far as it's going to go for you. You're going to have to do some kind of modifications if you want anything extra on your firearm. My problem with this particular firearm was that when I purchased it, I couldn't find any kind of information online to help me modify the firearm. This particular shotgun. Most guns have Picatinny rails or some kind of system where you can add add attachments or whatnot, but this firearm does not. So basically, just to let you know, it's unloaded. There's no rounds inside the chamber right here inside the tube, so it's playing it safe. Just to let you know, right here for this Picatinny rail that was added to the bottom, you can go to Walmart and purchase one for, I believe it was like 2 or 3 of them came in a pack for about, I think, 18 bucks. So to let you know how to do this is, what you're going to need to do for this firearm is you're going to need to get your Picatinny rail. You're going to need to, basically, the only way you're going to be able to put this Picatinny rail on is right here in this position, which is in the back. You cannot put it in the front of the slide. The reason why is because I think there's like some kind of cover or metal tubing right there. And if you do that, you will damage the gun if you try to drill up here. I believe it is possible if you disassemble it all the way. But if you don't know what you're doing, you may not want to take that route. What you're going to want to do is take the slide release right here. You're going to hold it in. Make sure your gun is on safe and it's unloaded. Hold in the release and bring your slide back. And when you bring your slide back, what you're going to notice is, you see right here where I had these screws positioned? You're going to drill these 2 holes. And when you bring your slide forward, you'll notice there's right here where the receiver is at. So when you're drilling your holes, you're not actually drilling into the frame of your gun. You're actually just going to drill right through the bottom of the slide. And it's fairly thin polymer. You can drill right through with a homemade drill. But what you're going to need to know about this particular process is the screws that come with this Picatinny rail. I forget which size they are because it was a while ago when I done this. But you're going to need a 1032 tap. And you possibly can do this without a tap, but I would not recommend it. And the reason why is because on this if you put a grip on the front of it, when you're racking this grip back and forth, you need threads. And for people who are not familiar with machining or any kind of working with metals or drilling, a tap is basically something that makes threads inside of a hole. So you're gonna need a 1032 tap when you buy these particular threads. You can go online and look up for your particular screws that you may have. You can go online and look up information on what size tap you may need for that particular screw. But for this particular screws, the ones you buy at Walmart for this Picatinny rail, it was a 1032 tap. You're going to need to go in very slow when you do this tapping process. Take your time. You cannot go too slow. I cannot stress that. You do not want to break your tap. You probably won't break it, seeing how this is polymer and not metal. But like I said before, when you're doing this tap, you need to make sure that your tap is straight up and down, perfectly straight. You cannot be leaning to the side one way or the other because you will break it and you will make your threads crooked if you do that. So the tap needs to go straight up and down. You can go on YouTube, I'm sure, and find videos of people tapping and how to do tapping processes if you want to learn more about tapping before you get started with this process. But make sure that, like I said before, that your slide is all the way back when you do this. So that way, when your slide comes all the way back, you are drilling in the bottom of this what is it, fore-end right here. And when you're drilling in the bottom of it, you're not drilling into your actual gun. You're just drilling right through the bottom, and you have plenty of space in the bottom once you get back here. When you put these threads in and you tap these holes, make sure that you put Loctite in. The reasons for that is if you do a lot of shooting, if you do a lot of hunting, or which is another great thing about this gun, is you can also hunt with it. I wouldn't recommend. There are better shotguns out there for hunting. But you can hunt with this gun. I've known people to take this gun out and hunt deer with it and have success with it. So it's not a bad firearm for hunting also and home defense if you want an all-around purpose gun. But make sure that you definitely put some Loctite in these screws, especially if you want to add a pistol grip to the front of it. Because like I said, with all that sliding motion, if you don't put threads in here and you don't put Loctite, you can rip it off and damage your gun. The reason why I have the tack light on is because I live out in the country. My nearest neighbors are deer and rabbits and birds. In the middle of the night, if you have problems with people walking on your land, and I've had some of that problems in the past, in the middle of the night, if you live in the country, you know what I'm talking about. You can't see nothing. There's no street lights. So you need some way of seeing somebody walking up on your house in the middle of the night. So this is the reason why I have this pistol grip right here with the tack light on the front of it. But if you have any questions about this, on how to do the process, feel free to send me a message, and I can give you some more information on how to add these particular attachments to your firearm. Also have the 5-count shell holder on the front of it. It's the same process. Just make sure that you add Loctite to the screws in the bottom. I believe this particular shell holder came from, I believe I ordered it online, I believe it was. I'm not sure where I ordered it from. This particular pistol grip right here, it comes off with a, you can order it online. I have to look up the name of it again, but you can unscrew it basically and adjust it. So once you unscrew it right here from the bottom, it basically slides on and off. I can actually just unscrew it and take it completely off. And so that's why I like this particular pistol grip right here. If I ever want to just take it off, it's no simpler, just unscrewing it and it comes right off. But if you have any questions, feel free to contact me, shoot me a message, and I will get back to you and let you know anything that you need to know about, adding any attachments to this particular firearm. You also can change the buttstock of the gun right here, but I wouldn't recommend it because with this particular gun, I believe the only company that makes any kind of attachments that you can change out for this is, I believe it's a company called Browning, but they just say, I think, like one particular kind of stock for this gun. And I believe that's about it. I don't think it's very hard to find a different kind of attachments. And if you take it off, you have to do some kind of machining in the back to make like a foldable stock or a collapsible stock. You have to do some kind of machining in the back of here, and it's a pain in the ass. And if you don't know anything about machining, I would not recommend you to try to do that on your own. But I'm fairly satisfied with this, so I mean, there's no need for me to change it. But if you definitely want to change it, that's something you can look further into. But like I said before, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me.